Hello everyone and welcome. Mr. Obviously Insane here with my traffic flow tutorial video for City Skylines. Now this would technically be my second attempt, as the first one turned into the traffic flow series, which if you haven't checked that out, I will link it for you in the description below. This video, however, will only be about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to talk about general game mechanics, going over roads, zoning, your pedestrians, and public services, and how you could better utilize these things to optimize the traffic flow in your city. The best part, you don't need any mods or DLC to achieve this. And as you can see, I don't have any mods installed, but I do have some DLC. Now I don't work for Paradox, but I would recommend picking up at least Mass Transit and After Dark, because these things do add some extra roads and pathways that might be useful for your gameplay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. But for the sake of the tutorial, the DLC, as I said, are not needed. But I'm going to go ahead and load up the traffic scenario, just so we can get a good idea of what bad traffic looks like. Although I'm pretty sure some of you already have an idea, that's kind of why you're here. Now, as I said, you don't need any of the DLC for the simple fact that you always start the game with the following roads: the small 2-lane road and the 2-lane 1-way road, the medium 2-way 4-lane road, and the large 2-way 6-lane road and 1-way 6-lane road, and finally the small roundabout. There's a gravel road, but really, who uses those? Seriously. Other than the fancy tree or grass roads, these are the main roads you'll need aside from highway roads. So now let's talk traffic problems. Well, we'll start with the industry, as it's your main source of traffic congestion, because it's importing all the goods that your city is not producing early on. So farming, forestry, oil, and ore. Now, you could zone all these types for yourself, but that's not going to solve your problem, because then your vehicles are still going to be exporting your goods. So what you're going to need to do is, once you unlock it, build yourself a cargo station and put it on a 1-way road just outside of your industry. And that loop will effectively take the goods from your industry, bring them to the cargo station, and take the cargo station train out of the city. And your vehicles will then head back to their respective business and continue back and forth. Now, you're still going to have delivery trucks because you have a commercial zone. So basically, what you're going to want to do, and I'm just going to continue to ignore the traffic flow scenario for now, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to quickly show you guys. We'll ignore the fact that it's just for the sake of your starting point. I'm going to lay down your regular highway that you get. Let's go over here maybe. Something like that, and say something like that. Okay, so that's basically your start of the game. Now what you're going to want to do is grab your small roundabout, and what I normally do is rotate it. Grab the small road again, and just do a little cross on the inside. What this does is it allows you to keep the shape of the roundabout while deleting the arms of it and connecting other ones. So now, because we don't have any highway, I'm going to use the 2-lane 1-way road and make my highway connections. Just like that. And go ahead and reverse it. So now I have my way in and out for my highway traffic. And I'll also go ahead and upgrade this one arm to be an avenue, and we can lead that into our residential. And then I'm going to take my 6th lane and I'm going to upgrade this, and then that will become our industry. So effectively what you're going to want to do is have industry separate from the rest of everything. Everything. And the reason that I say that is because, unlike, well, I guess industry can be, but industry is the main volume. The rest of it can relatively easily be controlled through district policies, the commercial, the residential, and even your pedestrians. And you combine this with bike paths and walking paths and public transit, and you can really cut down just how much traffic your pedestrians, because that's what they're going to become, will create. But they'll create their other form of traffic as well, and I'll get into that. Now, just a little bit of tip for zoning. Maybe don't zone on your roundabouts. And also maybe, if this is going to be, and I'll just make it a little bit longer for the sake of argument, if this is going to be your main road into your industry, and you're going to have, say, some roads coming off in, you would use the regular roads. I'm just, for the sake of the example, just slapping something in here. And then you grab your path, and of course I have the snapping on, and then just put some path across here. And now effectively what that's going to do is remove the zoning from this road, and then all in here would be zoning. So now no parking, nothing would happen here if I was using the grass or the tree roads. But more or less no deliveries will be made, so the traffic congestion on this road would be less, and you could use the lights and stops. So you could take all this, if there's lights here, you could take them off and make these people stop. It's not letting me do that because I didn't use the proper road, but if I go ahead and just make those the actual one, you can then see what I'm talking about here. So there you go, it went and added a light. So I just turn all those lights off, have these people stop, and then the flow on here is great with just these guys basically yielding to any form of traffic that's coming in. And then you can kind of do the same thing on the other side, just using the avenue road, or that's how I would call it, your medium 4-lane road there. And you more or less basically just try to keep those separate, and you shouldn't have any problems with traffic in your city. Because as we'll take a look at the traffic problems in this one, which are pretty bad, it's because effectively your industry is everywhere. So all of the goods and services have to go through all of your residential traffic that's just trying to get around your city and, you know, go about their day. So now that we know about our industry and kind of trying to keep it separate and giving them their own access and stuff like that, how can I use some policies to kind of improve that stuff? Well, under city planning, you have a heavy traffic ban, Old Town policy, and you can encourage bike riding. These are 3 policies that I enjoy using for the simple fact that if you encourage biking and you give them just the regular path, they will use that to walk to and from their house to work or whatever, just going to the store. So for example, with the roundabout, if your pedestrians wanted to get from here to here, or say somewhere's over here, they would have to cross these, well, at least this intersection here, depending on which direction they were going, what else maybe you had around. But the point is they would have to cross traffic. So if you maybe tunneled underneath or did a bridge over from point A to point B where you want the traffic to go, then they're not crossing here, allowing all your traffic to continue flowing and not being obstructed by having to stop for the pedestrians and if you've taken the lights off, that just makes it a little bit quicker. So I'm pretty sure that's everything. If you guys do find this video helpful, go ahead and slap that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. The new Parks Life DLC is about 10 days away. Looking forward to that, and as I said, I'm going to try to get some more content out for you guys a lot quicker, and I think we're going to do some achievements. Maybe we will do the traffic one. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. But other than that, Mr. Obviously Insane, guys, and I will see you in the next video.